नमस्ते एवरीवन, कैसे हैं आप सब लोग। वेलकम टू दिस न्यू पॉडकास्ट एंड इन दिस पॉडकास्ट आई एम गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट समथिंग वेरी वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. 29th of September, which is tomorrow, happens to be the big shift where Saturn, which is the planet Shani, is going to go direct. Now, I keep making these podcasts and I keep talking to you about a few things, but still when I get messages, I get emails, I do understand that there are still some myths and there are still some areas which are the grey areas where maybe people don't have too much clarity about a few things. So I want to clear that because astrology is a part of spirituality एंड एस्ट्रोलॉजी अपने आप में एक बहुत बड़ा शास्त्र है. ओके, सो फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट ये क्या होता है कि जब हम बार बार आपके पास आती हूँ, बार बार बोलती हूँ कि कुछ बदल रहा है, कुछ बदल रहा है. इन एस्ट्रोलॉजी टर्म्स, इन वैदिक एस्ट्रोलॉजी टर्म्स, वी कॉल इट गोचर. गोचर मीन्स we are approaching certain movements of planets. Planets are constantly moving. They are never stationary at one particular place. Okay. And when you go to anybody for getting your horoscope checked, they often take your date of birth, time of birth and place of birth, which means that it's important to go to your time of birth to sketch out a map which might give you the blueprint of your life. Why I say might? Because depends on the person you go to. Not everybody can read that map. And the other thing which is very relevant is that you could be 20 years old, 40 years old, 50 years old, 80 years old. And obviously, planets have shifted from that position because planets are constantly moving. So, where they are now, okay, we approach these movements in a very geocentric approach, and that we call as the gochar. Okay, so understanding the gochar means that you are understanding where the planet is today, which nakshatra it is in today, which degree it is in today, which Rashi it is in today. Just as you see rotation, revolution of a planet, there are two axes on which every planet rotates. It either rotates or it revolves, right? So all of that is done, and that's why I say that astrology is a big shastra. It's not something which is just very random, and some people still don't understand the authenticity and the depth of this classic philosophy or literature, whatever you want to call it. So 29th of September, Saturn, which is the planet of karma, जिसको हम शनि बोलते हैं, which is the most mystic looking planet. It is a very large planet in the solar system. It has got rings around it. It is mysterious, mystic, and you have heard so many stories around Saturn. That was retrograde since May 11th, okay, and now on 29th of September, Saturn is becoming direct in Capricorn. Capricorn is the Rashi that Saturn is going to be in. This means that we are supposed to prepare ourselves for something which is the unknown. And where is this happening? Is this change going to happen on the macro level? Is it going to happen on the micro level? Because on the micro level we see ourselves, on the macro level we see the world, we see the universe. So here I would say, as above so below. What happens in the macrocosm will happen in the microcosm. But what is most important is to understand that what does retrogression mean? So retrograde होना या retrogression होना जब मैंने बोला कि मई 11th को सैटर्न रेट्रोग्रेड हो गए थे, इट मीन्स कि वो उल्टी चाल चल रहे थे, वो पीछे हो गए थे. इट्स लाइक आप एक कदम आगे चलो और आप 10 कदम पीछे हो जाओ, तो क्या होगा आपके जीवन में? चीज़ें रुक जाएंगी, आप पास्ट में चले जाओगे, कुछ काम बनते बनते रुक जाएंगे. और इस रेट्रोग्रेशन के साथ और बहुत सी चीज़ें हुई. स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम दिसंबर 2019, सूर्य ग्रहण 26 दिसंबर को जो लगा था, दैट कुछ ना कुछ होता रहा हमारे जीवन में. फिर कोविड हो गया, और कोविड ने तो मानो ऐसा कुछ दिखा दिया कि नथिंग इज इन आवर कंट्रोल. दैट इज सैटर्न. सैटर्न टेक्स यू टू द लिमिट ऑफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग द कार्मिक फिलॉसफी. सो सैटर्न कौन है? शनि है कर्म, शनि है जेन्युइनिटी, शनि है ह्यूमिलिटी, शनि इज द प्लैनेट फॉर लीडर्स हु आर ग्राउंड लीडर्स. शनि breaks your confidence. If you are overconfident, of course, it will break it. इसीलिए बहुत सारी कहानियाँ, there are many narratives for Shani, and that's why people are very scared of Shani, because nobody has really told you the real manifestation of the Shani energy, and probably everybody does so much of wrong in their life that deep inside they get very scared of Shani. So Shani is going direct now. So what are we supposed to expect? So is it that suddenly life will bounce back to normal? Suddenly you will start getting success? Suddenly deals will start happening? No. Certainly not. The first thing is that whatever lessons you have learned in the past 5-6 months, have you properly imbibed them? That is something that Shani will be checking now for you. The karmic churning has just begun. If you think it's over, it's not. COVID was just a trailer that as soon as divinity wants to reclaim something back, it can do it within hours. As soon as the planet wants to reclaim its position back, it can do it within hours. That was just a trailer. So if it's not COVID, it can be something else. If the question is it ending anytime soon? No. Because now the circle of karma is just kind of started getting visible to all of you. अभी तक क्या था ना, अभी तक सब लोग अपने कंफर्ट जोन्स में, अभी तक सब लोग थे कि मेरा क्या बिगड़ रहा है, मेरे पास तो पैसा है ना बैंक में, मेरे पास तो सब कुछ है, मेरे पास तो घर है, मेरे पास तो गाड़ी है, मेरे पास तो बहुत सारा पैसा पड़ा हुआ है, जो मर्जी हो बाहर दुनिया में, आई डोंट केयर. सो अभी तक सब लोग उस जोन में चल रहे थे. एंड नाउ कोविड हैज शोन यू in front of your eyes the trailer of karmic philosophy, that when karma takes over, when divinity takes over, what happens? So it's not ending anytime soon. ये तो काल चक्र है, ये तो अभी शुरू हुआ है, ये तो कलयुग का पहला चरण है, ये तो अभी शुरू हुआ है. So it's not ending anytime soon. It's just started. So to get into the next circle, to get into the next level, we have to qualify. You have to qualify to go to the next level. And what is the qualification criteria? That will keep coming to you with these transits that keep happening. That is why I keep coming back to you to explain to you how this whole thing works. Because obviously, if you look at it rationally, a planet sitting millions and millions of light years away from you, how can it even impact you? Yeah, but if you understand the quantum mechanics side of life, if you understand our Vedas and Upanishads, you will understand that everything up there has an influence on us. So, belt yourselves, because when tomorrow Saturn becomes direct in Capricorn and it will reach about 7 degrees in Capricorn on 1st of January 2021, that is the time when we will see who are the people who have benefited. So which means that even if Saturn becomes direct tomorrow, because it's a very slow moving planet, it's a heavy planet in the solar system, right? You remember when we studied it, I don't know how many of you have studied and how many of you have had that urge to go into the astronomical side of life and study the universe, study the dark matter, the dark energy. But you know that Saturn is a very heavy planet and it's mysterious. Astronomers have hardly been able to find out much about the rings around Saturn. So let's just understand that it's mysterious. Who are the people who are going to qualify? It's pretty mysterious. All the people who have shown to the world that they are great, they are good, they will be exposed. I have been saying this for the past so many months, and you have been seeing that it is coming true. You have been seeing what is happening in the Bollywood industry. You have been seeing what is happening in the political world, on the world front. Suddenly, everything is shaking up as if it was to balance itself. This is going to keep happening. Another thing, Saturn is also karma. Okay, so कोविड की वजह से बहुत सारा कुछ हो गया है. कोविड को लोगों ने माध्यम बना लिया. देखिए, कोई ना कोई रीजन तो लाइफ में बनता है. डेथ का भी कोई ना कोई रीजन बनता है. कोई ऐसे ही बैठे बैठे नहीं मर जाता. हमेशा हम ये कहते हैं कि दैट पर्सन passed away because of a heart attack, because of an accident. हर चीज का कोई ना कोई रीजन जरूर बनता है. And hence, COVID became a reason for a lot of things. I got so many cases of sudden accidents, sudden deaths. COVID बहाना बना कई लोगों का अस्पताल जाने का. COVID बहाना बना कई लोगों के बिजनेसेस डूबने का. COVID बहाना बना कई लोगों का हॉस्पिटल बिल्स, बड़े बड़े मोटे मोटे हॉस्पिटल बिल्स गए, तो मनी ड्रेन का बहाना बन गया कोविड. स्ट्रेस का बहाना बन गया कोविड. सम पीपल लॉस्ट देयर लाइव्स बिकॉज ऑफ कोविड. सो कोविड बिकेम अ रीजन, बट एक्चुअली it's the karmic philosophy working. Whatever has happened to you in the past 5 months is karmic. Suddenly people were diagnosed with disease. Suddenly people got to know the reality in relationships. So many things have happened. Think about it. Think about it. That is what Shani does. Lessons learnt. This is the time when Shani, so what I'm trying to tell you is not that after tomorrow when Shani will become direct, everything will become normal. No. Shani is the planet of karma. It has to come back to you. And again, I'm repeating myself, karma is not a boomerang. That's not how easily this philosophy can be understood. So many times, our parents, we bear the fruits of our parents' karmas. And our children bear the fruits of our karmas. I wish it was so simple that if I do something wrong to someone, that person will directly do something bad to me. No, it doesn't work like that. The karmic world has to be fathomed. So from tomorrow, don't expect sudden gains in your life, and especially for people who have been born on the number 8 days, like people born on the 8th of every month, people born on the 31st of every month, they are going to feel the impact more. For people who have a badly placed शनि in their charts, और कभी मैंने अगर किसी को बोला कि आपका शनि ठीक नहीं है, छठे भाव का है, अष्टम का है, या राहु केतु के साथ है, या श्रापित है, या 12th हाउस में है, या साढ़े साती चल रही है, या काल सर्प दोष है, for all the people who I've said that they have some kind of a Shani affliction in their chart, must be extra careful. It could swing either ways. It could swing either ways. Why I'm saying this? Because Shani has his own rule book. Okay, Shani has his own rule book. Shani cannot tolerate lies. Shani cannot tolerate ego. Shani cannot tolerate greed, unethical behavior, cheating. Shani cannot tolerate all these things. One thing that Shani cannot tolerate is plagiarism. Plagiarism means copy paste. कितने लोगों को मैंने देखा है और कई बार मैंने समझाया है कि देखिए, स्पिरिचुअलिटी जीवन में कई सालों का मंथन करो, साधना करो, तब जाके कुछ छोटा सा कुछ प्राप्त होता है हमें. Please don't think that just by reading one or two books and just by I've seen so many places, so many people, I laugh, I see it every day. कॉपी पेस्ट किया, थोड़ा मटेरियल यहाँ से लिया, थोड़ा मटेरियल वहाँ से लिया, थोड़ा इधर से चिपका दिया, थोड़ा उधर से चिपका दिया, थोड़ा उसको कॉपी कर लिया, थोड़ा उसको कॉपी कर लिया, और एक अपना कुछ बहुत अच्छा सजा लिया, और लोगों को गाइड करना भी शुरू कर दिया. हाफ बेक नॉलेज भी नहीं कहूंगी मैं इसको. मैं तो इसको कहूंगी कि ये तो बहुत ही बेवकूफ़ लोग हैं जो कि ये समझते हैं कि स्पिरिचुअलिटी को किसी भी एक ढोंग के पैक में उसको अलग अलग नाम दे के आप बेच सकते हैं, और क्योंकि आपको पता है कि लोग परेशान हैं तो आप उनको कुछ एक प्रोसेस समझाने की बजाय आप उनको कुछ एक क्विक फिक्स सोल्यूशन देने की कोशिश करते हैं. This is my 28th year in spirituality and it has been hell of a journey. Hell of a journey. Why? Because the same thing you have to validate, you have to explain again and again and again and again and again and again. And the more you go deep into it, the more is revealed. You write research papers in so many subjects that are to do with spirituality. It could be Upanishads, it could be Vedas, it could be narratives, it could be astrology, it could be so many things. You write research papers in that, which are your own experience. They are not copied by someone from somewhere. So if any one of you thinks that it is so easy that you just pick up a few things from there, a few things from here. I have seen people speaking language of other people. Speak it, but encourage people to go to the right source. You don't break that relationship with the source and start selling something which you don't even know what you're talking about. Why? Because Shani cannot tolerate plagiarism. Shani is a genuine planet. Shani jaisa koi nahi. When you go to a Shani temple, do you see somebody like Shani? Is Shani like the other gods? Honestly, if you see the other gods and if they are not in their own compartments, they all look alike. You don't know the difference between Lakshman and Ram. They just look alike. It's only because they are placed in a certain way that you know, oh, Ram is in the center, so Lakshman will be on one side and Sita will be on one side. But actually they all look the same. But when you look at Shani, he's different. He's black. He's genuine. He's not wearing makeup. You've never seen Shani dressed up. Yeah? Shani is rustic. He's raw. Because there's no copy. There's no plagiarism. So please, 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 for all of you who think that it's so easy, you will be exposed. Because Shani is somebody who ensures that you're qualified basis the work that you do. You know, whenever we see PhD levels, I think for most of you who are your PhD levels or done your MD in medicine or go beyond doing masters, I always see the Shani. And I always say that you are going to make it to the higher realms. Because Shani is the only planet that can take you to the higher realms. So how can you think that it can be so easy for anybody who just copies? Yeah, and who sometimes I just think, is it that people think that, oh, इस इंसान को कोई काम नहीं है तो चलो ये spirituality कर लेते हैं, चलो wow, okay, so no work to do, चलो let's do spirituality, चलो दुकान खोल लेते हैं कुछ चीज़ों की, चलो एंजल रीडिंग शुरू कर देते हैं, इट्स ईजी, क्योंकि अच्छा बोलना आता है, अंग्रेजी आती है, तो चलो ये शुरू कर देते हैं. दिस इज सो फनी एंड सो स्टूपिड बिकॉज यू डोंट नो that when these kind of transits come, because you see, I've told you many times that there is no direct relationship between one karma and the other. If you're making a mistake in one area of your life, that could be an obstacle in another area. So if you're making a mistake in one area of your life, doesn't mean that only that area will get affected and you will come to know that, oh, I made this mistake, I made this mistake. No. Any area of your life can go for a toss. So genuinity. So now what's the message? The message is that the world is going towards genuinity. The world is going towards authenticity. The world is going towards true people, true leaders. Your karmas will be cleaned up. आपको कहीं ना कहीं से कोई ना कोई टेंशन आपके जीवन में आती रहेगी अगर आपने ये चीज़ ठीक से नहीं समझी. आप बहुत पैसा कमा लोगे, ईश्वर आपको कोई बीमारी दे देंगे, वो सारा पैसा आपका बीमारी में चला जाएगा, या आपके शरीर को इतना बीमार कर देंगे कि आप उस पैसे को भोगने लायक ही नहीं रहोगे. That is why you have seen in my previous podcasts when I have spoken about mundane astrology, which is the Medhini Jyotish, which affects a country, right? I told you that because of this Rahu, Ketu and Shani transit that we have been seeing, the whole country will go through epidemics, inflations, medicines, all these things. Now, when Rahu has entered Taurus on 23rd, Rahu has entered Taurus and Ketu has entered Scorpio. According to the religious texts like the Srimad Bhagavatam, let's just, and it's mentioned in a lot of texts, I feel and I just have this inner intuition that some healing will start happening. Some healing, curing, administration of medicines, all this can start happening. Because when Rahu is in Taurus, it is also aspecting, the Virgo, which is a natural house of diseases or Rogsthan, So I do see that in some level, after 29th, going towards November, there will be some kind of medicines, vaccines coming, or the rate of people dying will start reducing a lot. But the fear is not going to go away. Fear of anything is not going to go away now, let me tell you. The only people who will be fearless is spiritual people. If you have understood the law, if you let the planet reclaim its position, if you let divinity reclaim its position, if you let divinity come back to normal, then you will come back to normal. You have not let divinity live in peace for a long time. So how can a human being think that they will now be in peace? So please understand that all these transits have an explanation. And whatever happens in the universe is going to have an impact on you. So there is definitely going to be an impact on you. There is definitely going to be, like a lot of people initially when January was coming, I saw a lot of people talking about the fact that Shani is coming into its own Rashi, everything will be fine now. And imagine Shani came into its own Rashi on 24th of January, and since then infections have started rising like how. So what did Shani do in its own Rashi? Shani did justice. Shani became strong in its own Rashi. It started doing justice. It started revealing the reality. People should know the reality. People should only endorse authentic things. That's it. So, the biggest thing that I want to explain to you right now is that tomorrow, when Saturn goes direct, a lot of you will experience upswing of energy. Okay, but at the same time, if there is even an iota of self-confidence, overconfidence, if there's even an iota of overconfidence or, the intent of snatching, doing wrong to someone, cheating, slowly and steadily, I can tell you, even the multi-millionaires, I'm sure, they didn't even imagine that 6 months and everybody will feel such a big dent on their incomes. Yeah, so there's definitely something which the divinity can do and which we are not trying to understand. And I'm again telling you, this was just a trailer. Again, around December 21st, 2020, Jupiter and Saturn will be in great close conjunction. It happened in 1623. And I'm going to tell you what will happen. Life will swing either ways. Ego, because Jupiter and Saturn will be in close conjunction in December, which means two great teachers coming together. एक डंडे मारने वाला टीचर, एक प्यार से समझाने वाला टीचर. Two great teachers coming together, both highly spiritual. So even if you know the rules of the game, even if you know how to do your business well, even if you know that you are running a $1 billion company, that knowing will not help. It's something else. So we have to buckle up for all of that. So be prepared for the transit tomorrow. Anyways, I have been doing sessions. I have been really, I don't have the bandwidth, but I'm doing my level best through workshops, through individual sessions, to tell everyone that भैया जो टाइम आ रहा है और जो आ चुका है उसको समझो. Okay, don't get carried away by these funny, superficial and superfluous things here and there. Go deep, understand yourself, endorse genuine knowledge. And it's the time for everybody to go deep. I think even I have gone way too deeper. Because it is the time, if you're not going any deep, you will not be able to catch pace with the universe right now. So बहुत लोगों को मैं समझा चुकी हूँ, बहुत लोगों को बता चुकी हूँ कि भैया आपके साथ जो हो रहा है वो कहीं ना कहीं आप ही के कर्म वापस आ रहे हैं और छुपाने से कुछ नहीं होगा. लोग छुप छुप के स्पिरिचुअलिटी एंडोर्स करते हैं. अगर आपके पास जेन्युइन नॉलेज है तो उसको छुपाना क्यों? जो अपनी जेन्युइन नॉलेज छुपाते हैं अपनी स्पिरिचुअलिटी छुपाते हैं, इसका मतलब या तो वो गलत इंसान को फॉलो कर रहे हैं या उनके खुद दिल में चोर है, और तो कोई मुझे रीज़न समझ में आता नहीं है। क्योंकि जब आपके कर्म आपके सामने आएंगे तब तो पूरी दुनिया को पता ही लगने वाला है एनीवेज। सो मैं डरा नहीं रही हूँ, बिल्कुल नहीं डरा रही हूँ, मैं सच बता रही हूँ। यू नो, एवरीबडी हु नोज मी नोज दैट आई डोंट स्पीक शुगर कोटेड लैंग्वेज एट ऑल. I will not speak what you want to hear. I will only speak the truth. Astrology for me is a medium to teach you about the vast universe and its existence and the Upanishads and the Vedas. Because astrology relates to your life, it becomes interesting to take you through that journey. So, let's wait for tomorrow. Saturn becoming direct, 29th of September 2020. Lots of new things to happen in the last quarter of this year. Lots of interesting things to happen. Endorse yourself with true knowledge. And I'm going to come back again. अधिक मास का महीना 17 अक्टूबर तक है. 17th of October, Navratri starting. A lot of interesting things happening. But for now, I'm going to let you all go. And all the best. God bless. And alongside these transits that are happening, don't forget individually whatever I have asked you to do and follow. Thank you so much. Khush rahiye and God bless you all. Namaste.